Hello everyone, this is little old me. I'm back doing another vlog for the month of June. So this is going to be something I'm going to do twice a month. Tamara and the Lost Clan is kind of going on the back burner. I'm more focusing on these two books than one. We're doing a vlog about Toil and Trouble, which is the first book in the series. So I'm going to try not to repeat myself on what I had talked about. If I didn't mention any of these things, then I'm not repeating myself, and I'm very happy about that. So about 2 weeks ago, I decided that I loved the mystery genre so much, and I do because most of the books that you see me do reviews of happen to be mysteries, that I was going to go ahead and write my own. And Toil and Trouble is the end result of that. And I did some changes to the book that I thought were needed. Absolutely thought they were needed. So we're going to be talking about a couple things in this video. So one of the things that I am definitely going to mention to people is I'm not writing this book or The Hidden Queen to make a boatload of money. I'm doing it for the pleasure and the enjoyment of bringing a world into existence, and hopefully people will enjoy the world as much as I enjoyed writing it. So one of the things I really got out of the way right away is the belief that I'm going to be another, I don't know, J.K. Rowling. Oh my god, I mentioned J.K. Rowling's name. Oh no. And Jim Butcher and all these other New York Times best-selling authors that have had their print, or the title of their book in print. So one of the things that I really cannot stand is when people's religious beliefs are not depicted correctly, or their religion is a big part of who they are as a person, and it is not depicted correctly. And one of the religion that has a bad habit of not being depicted correctly is the religion of Wicca. Now, a couple things that this is a problem I always have when I'm writing stories, is I always have a very bad habit of not describing places well enough, or kind of worried I'm going to describe them too well. So what I have done in it is, when we talk about her house. Now, her house is a remodeled home. And what I mean by that is that it was owned by someone, and then he had to leave because of the housing crisis, and his house ended up being vacant, and the squatters got in there and they ruined it. And so when she bought the house, they were already long gone, but their damage was still there, and so she had to hire a team to get in there and to fix it up. And so she ended up staying in the loft that was above her store. And so she would actually have better way of getting to work because she lived above her job. She talks about that. It's mentioned in the book. But when we go and talk about her house, we're talking about a house that is, so you go in there and it's like solid oak, wood flooring, and there is a hallway shrine that she has for her ancestral spirits. And then she has, all the stuff that comes with having money, which is the big screen TV and all that jazz. And then we get a glimpse in her kitchen, which is this giant island kitchen that has, herbs and spices and, state-of-the-art refrigerator and a deep freezer and all the stuff that I wish I had growing up. The big kitchen, big kitchen and everything. So I'm kind of putting what I wanted growing up into the book as well. And then she has her little kitchen witch altar where she does her magic. So yeah, it's one of those things that she has. So I describe her bathroom a little bit. I really try not to overly describe these rooms that she goes into. And that, I think that's the big thing. It's like you can be worried about not describing these places well enough, and then you can be worried about overly describing these places too well enough. And then there's always, am I writing out 31 spelled, that way, or the number, which you're not supposed to in the books. Are you describing the ice cream shop good enough? If she goes into a tailor, are you describing the tailor good enough? There's always that fear that people are not going to get that visual representation or that visual image of the place that the person is going to. So to me, just like with the Hidden Queen outline, is so important. And also when you get into when she's actually doing her spells and making her pies and all this stuff, are you doing it correctly, or you're doing it too Hollywoody or whatever? And then when you get to the people that either she or he suspects is the killer, how many people are you going to suspect? So in a book I read on how to write a good mystery novel, they always say you're supposed to have 3 suspects and only one of the 3 is the actual killer. So it's a very trying thing, because every time you turn around, you're like, am I doing this well? Is people going to like it? Are people going to laugh at the names? Are people going to think this was a big waste of time? So yeah, it's a trying thing. And my viewpoint on making money is, if you're just doing it to make money, you're not going to complete what you're doing, because either you're going to write a book and it's only going to bring in a couple bucks, or you're going to write a book and it's going to bring in a couple hundred. I'm just doing it for the fun of it. So I am going to end it here, and I will be back next month with another vlog for not just for the Hidden Queen, but also for Toil and Trouble. Whatever book gets published first will have the dedication page, which is very important, because I want to dedicate the first book, either one becomes the first book, to my mother. Yeah. So I will see you guys around. I hope you guys have a really great day.